Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name's Ria and I'm a stay-at-home mom to two daughters, Maria who's 15 and Maya who is 12, and I've been a wife to Mark for nearly 17 years now. Now, this is a Q&A for my channel. I've never done one of these and I'm so excited. You guys asked brilliant questions, by the way. Thank you so much for your questions. But I know it was a couples one, but Mark's in there doing dinner. I may bring him in every so often, but he's recently, like not yesterday, the day before, had a tooth extraction and it's one at the back and he's got a big sort of swelling and he doesn't want to really be on camera, but I didn't want to leave this any longer because he works and things and it's the weekend, so trying to get him in. So I was like, I can answer most of them anyway, obviously. So I'm really sorry about that, but you know, I have to respect his sort of wishes and things, but I can bring him in if it's, you know, something. But thank you, like I say, for all your questions. It's brilliant that you guys want to get to know me a bit better and stuff, and you asked really good questions. So a lot of them were to do with my work. What did I do? Excuse me. What have I done for work? Will I go back to work when my kids are like a little bit older? Things like that. And basically I started work when I was 13 years old, waitressing, and I stayed in that trade all my life. I've done the same thing all my life in different places, but yeah, I started at 13 and I have done everything hospitality. I've done bar, I've done sort of hotel cleaning, I've done reception, but my main one has always been waitressing. I love it. I do love it. I'm good at it as well, but I stopped. I still worked when I had the kids, but it was only a couple of days a week. And I stopped, I'd say about 5 years ago, because the place where I was working actually shut down. So I was like, right, you know, what do I do now? Because it was so hard, because I was only working 2 days. I could work that around my kids. Whereas in hospitality, you have to work evenings, you have to work weekends. When everyone's off, you're at work. So I thought, I'm going to miss out on so much of my kids here. So Mark was like, look, we can manage. Like, don't worry, I'll sort it, bless him. So that's basically why I'm a stay-at-home mom now. But, you know, I didn't always want to do this. When I was at school, I wanted to be a psychiatrist, like a criminal psychiatrist. Like, it fascinates me, the sorts of like Ted Bundy and Fred and Rosemary West and things. What made them do what they did absolutely fascinates me. I love all them sort of programs that you see on Netflix and things. So I would have loved to have gone into that. That is sort of my dream job. But whereas I didn't do well at school, I got in with the wrong crowd, things like that. Like, not that I'm blaming anybody else, it was like totally my decision to do it, but yeah, that's what I wanted to do. But I ended up waiting, which I still enjoyed, but obviously it wasn't what I wanted to do in life. And I think when the kids get older, yes, I would like to go back, because obviously I can give them the hours then that they need. But where I'm getting on a bit, I don't know. Like, you do see older people waitressing, but I'm worried about looking a bit out of place, if you see what I mean. I might maybe do reception or something, but it's all changed from my day. But anyway, that's my job. I probably will go back to it, if I'm honest. Because, I do miss it. I enjoyed it. I like talking to people, as you guys know. Loved chatting away, and that is one of the jobs where you can use it to your advantage and have a good gossip with all your customers and things. And yeah, so I do miss that. But anyways, that's all my job plans. What's next? Oh, sorry, I'm all out of... Right, I've got a few questions from Anne Brown. Brown used to be my maiden name and I miss it. I loved my maiden name. I hated losing it. So there's a girl after my own heart here. She asked what sort of things stress me out or upset me, and sort of what do I worry about in life. And I think the main things are my children growing up. I think about it all the time. I have sort of anxiety about it, that they're not going to need me, that I don't know, even though I've got Mark, I don't know, it's so strange. It's just my everything. They are literally my everything. And just the thought that they're not going to be here forever. And obviously I want them to have their own lives and things, but it feels like it's just all slipping away. Like it's been, like I say, it goes too quick. It really has gone too quick. And that's what stresses me out the most and upsets me the most, really. That really does upset me. And yeah, so that's mainly the things that do that. As for worry in life, I suppose it's like most things, like most people, money is a main worry, obviously. There's not a lot, really. It's just my kids. That's all I worry about. Like, they're one constant worry, aren't they, children? So yeah, that's it mainly. I don't really worry about much else. And how do I stay living in the moment, she asked. I don't really know. I suppose it's not really caring what other people think. That's a big one. You should never care what other people think. They're not living your life. You know, they're not you, and nobody really understands what the next person's going through. So once you've got a grasp of not caring what other people think, that's when I think you can live in the moment. That's what I think anyway. So yeah, just never care what other people thinking, I think. Right, the next question from Lucy is my favourite song. And anybody that knows me, I have got a favourite song, and it always has been my favourite song, and it always will be my favourite song, is the Jackson 5 and I Want You Back. From the moment I heard that song, I loved it. I absolutely love that song. That is by far my favourite. I did say I want it played at my funeral, but now I don't think I want a funeral. I do want one of those pure cremations. So I won't have it at my funeral, but that is my favourite song. 100%, that is my favourite song. And my favourite thing about life at the moment. That's quite an interesting one. I should have pre-planned this when I was writing them down, shouldn't I? My answers. My favourite thing in life at the moment. That summer's coming. That is my favourite thing in life. That's what I'm really looking forward to, summer coming. At the moment, that is my thing that's keeping me going, is summer coming, because I just love summer. If you guys have been here for a while, you know I love summer. So that's probably that. Jacqueline asked she asked a few things, and she said, how did I meet Mark, my husband? I actually met him when I was 26, and Mark is actually 4 years younger than me. So he was 22 when I met him. He lied and said he was 25, because I don't know if I'd have gone out with him. I don't know, I'd never been out with anyone younger before, but we actually met in a club. It was in Poole in Bournemouth, and it was the opening night of this bar. It was called Dundee's. It's not there anymore. But I'd gone with my cousin, and I wasn't going to go, and he literally begged me to go, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll come with you. And because they had a Marine camp in Poole, and Mark was a Royal Marine at the time, he was there, and it was literally, for me, it was love at first sight. No one had ever stood out to me like what Mark had before. And I was there with my drink, and I could see him in the corner of my eye, and he smiled at me, and then I said the rest is history, really, and we just clicked straight away. And yeah, so that's how I met him. Just nothing exciting, just in a bar, really. And how old was I when I had my children? I actually was 27 with Maria and 30 with Maya. I didn't want any more children over 30. I know a lot of women have children late on now, but I didn't want a big family, so I wanted to sort of be done by the time I was 30, really. And did my kids' birth go to plan? I didn't have a plan with my kids for my birth plan. All I know is that I wanted an epidural. That was my plan. I didn't want this whole natural thing. No, I wanted, or home births or anything like that. Maria was actually born in Scotland, and I found their care in Scotland a lot better than when I had Maya in England. I had Maya in England and Maria in Scotland, and I found the care in Scotland was brilliant. But I had an epidural with Maria, and I loved my birth with Maria because I wasn't in any pain. She was forceps, so I had to be like cut all the way through. But like I said, I didn't feel it, and it was lovely. And I had that rush of love with Maria that you get, that everybody says you get a rush of love. I got that with Maria. It was lovely and it was amazing. Loved every minute of it. And then with Maya, my birth was so quick that I had her in, like, from start to finish 2 hours. So by the time I got into the hospital, I didn't have time for an epidural. And literally the person for the epidural, you know, the guy that does it, was walking in and they said, no, you can't now. You're about to give birth. And I was like, I'll hold it. I couldn't have gas and air. I couldn't have, because gas and air makes me sick. I didn't have time for pethidine, nothing. So it was pure, full-on natural. And I hated it. The pain was just God. That's why I think I stopped there at 2, because it was just, I was like a little quivering. I know some women love natural births, but I so didn't. I was like a little quivering rabbit in the headlights. And they handed her to me and I handed her straight to Mark. I just didn't, because I was so in shock. And it was so like, I'm not saying I didn't love her, but I didn't get that feeling like I got with Maria because I was in so much pain. And he leant over to me in just true Mark style when I'm like this, getting sewn up. And he leant over to me and said, that was easy, dear, wasn't it? Honestly, I could have punched him. But then obviously I did feel the same about Maya that I did as Maria. It just, it took a little bit longer because I thought it was quite traumatic, that I didn't enjoy it. And the midwives, they were horrible compared to the experience I had with Maria. So, but yeah, so they didn't really go to plan because, like I said, I didn't have a plan. That was just it. And the next question is, do I have any siblings? I've got one, a brother, Blake. He's so handsome, he's lovely. But there's actually 21 years between me and my brother. He's younger. My mum had me at 23 and my brother at 44 and nothing in between. So there's just me and my brother. So it's a bit random really, but yeah, I wouldn't be without him. I love having a sibling. And yeah, so he's, that's the only one I've got. Mark hasn't got any brothers or sisters either. So, and Esme, you might have seen her in my other vlogs. That's my brother's daughter. So she's the only sort of niece or nephew I've got. She's the only one. So she gets spoiled. So yeah, that's the questions from her. So thank you, Jacqueline, for those lovely questions. And Sally said, do me and Mark have any pet names for each other? And yeah, we do. We always call each other Bunny. Always. Babe, what's our pet names for each other?
We call each other Bunny.
Bunny, yes, that's what I just said. We say Bunny or Bun or Bunyan, we say as well, don't we? We say, because it's just all down to Bunny. I don't know where we got it from, but that's all we say. Oh, all right then, love. Okay, I'll see you when you get back.
This pack is
in my bag.
cool. Listen, that card is ready if you want some now.
Oh, okay, love. Thank you.
Right.
I've just explained on here that you've just had your tooth out, so you don't really want to be on camera.
Big swollen face.
Yes. So that's your answer. All right, love you. Bye, love. He's just going to drop some curry off at his mum's. Yeah, so that's our pet names. We haven't really got anything else. Kathleen said our song as a couple. And that is interesting because when we met, like I said, in that bar, you know that, is it Queen's song, Don't Stop Me Now? Babe,
Keys, sorry.
just one quick question. What would you say?
Keys.
In my bag.
Oh.
Well, bring my bag in. What would you say is our song as a couple? Would you say it's the one when we met?
I would say it's a wedding song.
Oh, you know what? It might be in my body warmer.
Is it?
That's just out there, or it's hanging up. My little body warmer I wore today. Yeah, it's Don't Stop Me Now by Queen was the one we met to, so we always sort of refer back to that. Or when we got married, it wasn't the one our first dance. Have you found? Hang on. Have you found
No, where's your body warmer?
Oh, hang on. I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm sorry about that. That's my professional setup gone completely wrong. I'm so sorry. Yeah, what a random Q&A this has been. I'm like all over the place. Yeah, so it's either that or our song that we... Bobby's scratching at the door now. One sec. Oh, God. Bobby, come on. Right. Hopefully third time lucky. Come on then. It's either... Sorry, Don't Stop Me Now by Queen, or When I Walk Down the Aisle to UB40, Only Fools Rush In. Oh, I Can't Help Falling in Love with You, sorry. It's out of them two, I would say, are our songs. But we don't have one particular one, it's them two. What else is another one? Oh, Laura and Claire from Clary V Mummy 3 asked this one. Where's our dream holiday location as a couple? Now, me and Mark differ a lot in holidays. Mine has always been, I've never been, died to go, I wanted to go there on my honeymoon, everything, always been St. Thomas in the American Virgin Islands. I don't know if you guys remember, if you're my age or there or thereabout, you might remember Weekend at Bernie's 2. Such a good film. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it because it's bloody funny. And that was filmed in St. Thomas. So ever since I watched that, I wanted to go there and still never been. You can't fly direct from the UK to St. Thomas, so you have to do a stopover in America. That's my dream location. Mark likes skiing and things like that. I don't like skiing and things like that. That's not my type of holiday. I don't like adventure holidays or anything like that. I like just sitting on a beach. But Mark does like the Caribbean, he would probably say, is his. I've been to the Caribbean a few times, but I just really want to go to St. Thomas. That's my dream holiday destination. I would love to go there. But like I say, as a couple, we haven't got one because we can't, it's just, we don't agree on holidays. So we haven't got one as a couple, but that's my one. And have we got any plans this year? Actually, we have got plans this year. Whether they'll go ahead or not is something else because it's going to cost quite a lot of money. But Mark wants to go away over Christmas and New Year this year, and he wants to actually go to the Caribbean and maybe do like an Airbnb and things and take like 2 months off work. But that's going to take a hell of a lot of savings, so it might not happen. But that's what we want to do. Because I was going to book Lanzarote in October because obviously Maria's got all her exams and things, so I don't want to sort of book it for anywhere around that time. So I was going to book it in October because it's still lovely in Lanzarote then. But Mark says, well, don't do that because then we definitely won't go in Christmas and New Year. But then I don't want to risk it. So I don't know if we have one, but that's our plans anyway, to do that. So Janice asked, what's the hardest thing about being a stay-at-home mum? And 100% the hardest thing about being a stay-at-home mum is how you feel when other people ask you what you do and you say, I'm a stay-at-home mum. I think other people tend to judge you, think that you're lazy or you're doing it. I don't know. I don't really know, but that's like, sometimes I found people that do work judge you when you don't, and they think, oh, you should be working, things like that. Luckily, like I said before at the start of the video, I don't care what people think about me. Like, they don't have to live my life. But it still gets on my nerves, I think, a little bit. In the back, they're not saying it, but in the back of their mind, they're thinking it. You should be at work and things, and you've got it easy. And don't get me wrong, being a stay-at-home mum is a lot easier than being a working mum. 100%. I know I've got it easier compared to a working mum. I don't know how people do it. It must be so hard. But yeah, that is the hardest thing about being a stay-at-home mum, is people judging you, I think, for basically, they think you just sit around all day, and that's what the hardest thing is. And there's been actually a lot of questions from Anne and Janice again about, have I ever struggled with my weight? And Anne said, do I have to work hard to keep my figure? And no, I've never really struggled with my weight. I've always been, like, if you've seen Maya, you know how little petite she is. I was always like that. And I've always been very active, always loved sport. I used to run when I was younger. Really, I've always been active. But I'd say about 4 years ago. Yeah, I'd say about 4 years ago. Pretty much when I hit 40, I started to struggle a bit. I went up to about a size 12, which obviously I know to a lot of people that is absolutely nothing. I totally get that. But when I've always been smaller, that was a lot for me. None of my clothes were fitting and things. And I thought, oh my God. So I really knuckled down with the gym. I mean, I did go to the gym before, but nothing like how I started, like now. So I have to work at it now I do, like, I can eat what I want, more or less. But yeah, I have to work at it now, because otherwise it's harder when you become a bit of an older woman. And what people say is true. You do struggle with weight gain and the things. So it's more about toning for me, I think, rather than losing weight. But no, I don't really have to try. I do work out a lot, but other than that, no, I don't. I don't have to try with my food and things. So I am very lucky, and I do know that, because I know how hard it is for people. It must be awful. No, I either have to diet. I can't diet. I have to exercise. I don't know how people diet. I don't know how they do it. It's so hard to do. So fair play to you if you are on a diet. Keep going, because it's hard, and I totally get how hard it is. So yeah, no, like I say, I've been quite lucky. I don't really have to work that. I do work hard, but it's not in food type thing. I work hard at the gym. What else do I have at the moment? That's it, I think. Yeah. That's it. That's all my questions. Yeah, that's all my questions. So thank you so much for your questions. And I hope I haven't bored you with, I feel bad when I just ramble on about myself, you know? It's like, is anyone that interested in these things? Or did they just ask to be nice? So I hope that, you know a little bit more about me now. And anytime you want to ask anything, please do, because I'm more than happy to answer and be truthful as well. Like I say, I've got nothing to hide or not to tell you guys. So I really appreciate your questions, and I love getting to know you guys better. I love it when you tell me things in the comments about yourself. I find it fascinating. I love to get to know people, and so keep that up as well, telling me bits about yourself, because I really enjoy reading them and knowing. I like to know who's watching my videos as well. It's really nice. It's like I say it all the time, but it's like I've made so many new friends, and I appreciate you all so much. You're all so lovely. And yeah, like I said about the questions, and all of a sudden you guys come in with loads of questions. You're so sweet. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see everyone in my next video. Bye, everyone.